Back at it once again, Instant Classic 8. Here with a question for you all. It's almost been a whole year since we've seen it, and a lot of people felt that WrestleMania 25 was one of the worst ever. After 1 year later, do you still feel that way? That WrestleMania was one of the worst ever? Because personally, I know when I did my review, when I saw WrestleMania 25, other than certain things, I thought it was a great WrestleMania. A lot of people said, well, it didn't live up to the WrestleMania hype. It didn't live up to, this being the silver anniversary of WrestleMania, it being WrestleMania 25. It didn't live up to the hype. Well, I mean, that's basically what all WrestleMania is hype. But still, people calling this a bad show, I still don't get it. So I'm asking you guys, do you still feel that way? I'm just asking because I just recently got it on DVD. I hadn't bought it yet. I hadn't watched WrestleMania 25 fully, like all the way through since it came on back last April. Um, Other than Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, which I watch probably, I don't know, at least once a month, probably twice a month since it's come out. I hadn't really watched anything else, so I rewatched it, and actually I re-reviewed it, and you can see the description box. I put up my match ratings and everything. I hadn't gone back and looked at my other what do you call it, my other review, but I thought it was a really good show. I mean, you open with Money in the Bank, which all WrestleManias for now on should open, for as long as they do Money in the Bank. All WrestleMania should open with that match because it gets the crowd hot. And then you don't want a dull crowd, which was kind of what we got here, but it's later on. You had a Money in the Bank match. A lot of people were upset that CM Punk won, but look what they got him. He held that Money in the Bank briefcase until I want to say Extreme Rules, where he took it from Jeff Hardy, and they gave us the feud of the year between CM Punk and Jeff Hardy. So, a lot of people were upset. I mean, yeah, Christian was the most over guy, and I wanted Christian to win, but you know, I enjoy where CM Punk is, and now that ECW is about to be going away today, Christian's gonna be, I don't know, somewhere else. Hopefully, he doesn't go to Raw. Hopefully, he's on SmackDown. But like I said, I didn't have a problem with CM Punk winning. It was a great match. Shelton Benjamin did his crazy spots. Kofi Kingston stole the show. It was a really good match. Um, People complained about uh, the Kid Rock performance. I do feel that it went a little too long. It didn't show up on DVD, but I do feel on pay per view it went a little too long. People were upset because they didn't get any entrances from the Divas. It's a Diva match. It was only like, what, 5 minutes maybe. It wasn't meant to be anything more than that. Um, with Santino winning, it was a bad match. It was funny, but it was pretty bad. But it's a Divas match. Um, you had Chris Jericho versus, who was it? Roddy Piper, Jimmy Snuka, and Ricky Steamboat. Yeah, when Snuka and Piper were in the ring, it was kind of bad. They did the best they could. They're old guys, but when freaking Ricky Steamboat gets in there, um, and starts doing arm drags and planches over the top rope and jumping off over the top rope and jumping off the top turnbuckle and near falls, it was crazy. It was a decent match. Chris Jericho, of course, he did the best he could with the situation. Like I said, Steamboat, for him not wrestling for that long, being the age that he is, it was pretty good. It wasn't the best. It couldn't have been. These are some old guys, but for what they had, they did pretty good. Um, you moved on to Matt and Jeff Hardy. I kind of feel this was a little dull. Crowd wasn't into it at all. You had some crazy spots with them with the sandwich table, diving on that. And then, you had Jeff bringing out the ladder and jumping over it and crashing. God, I swore he got hurt. The last spot with the twist of fate through the ladder, that was just brutal. That was sick. But like I said, that could have been better. It was given time. Maybe if you gave it a couple more minutes, it could have been better. It just, like I said, it just felt, for these two, you thought you would have saw more out of it, but you got what you got. Then I believe it was JBL versus Rey Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. A lot of people were hating on this. JBL comes down the ring, cuts a pretty good promo. Um, And then Rey Mysterio comes out and has one of the most dominating victories in WrestleMania history. It was only like 30 seconds. And a lot of people said it hurt the show. I think it did its job. JBL said he wanted. I don't know if he said he wanted to be involved, but he wanted to be in. He's in one of the most dominating victories in WrestleMania history, so it kind of worked. Um, I enjoyed. Can't call it a match. I mean, it is technically a match. I just call it a segment. I enjoyed that whole thing. Um, so I didn't have a problem with it. Then you went to the match of the match of the night, match of the year. Definitely one of the matches of the decade. One of the top 5 matches of the decade. Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker. A lot of people still complain about this match. Oh, it started off slow. Uh, they were botching stuff. First off, they were given plenty of time. They were given 30 minutes. You knew this match was going to go for a while. So why would you go balls to the wall from the start when these guys they're 40 years old, for freaking sake. They're gonna gas out. So why would you want to go balls to the wall and have the match get crap at the end? You want to start slow and build up to it. False finishes like crazy. Shawn Michaels kicking out of last rides, kicking out of choke slams. I know you guys seen in my last review when he kicked out of that freaking tombstone the first time. Jim Ross, he said something about an out of body experience. I'm not sure what that is, but I may have had one. Who knows? Like I said, the match was fantastic. Um, and they're going to do it again this year. I don't know how they're going to top it off. It was a shame that this wasn't the main event, because seeing how we saw what happened later on in the night. But the match was fantastic. Like I said, definitely one of the matches of the decade. Amazing match. Then you went on to the follow-up, which was very, very hard. John Cena, Edge, and Big Show. But they did their job. I'm a really big fan of the triple threat matches that they have at WrestleMania. It started off with WrestleMania 20, which was an amazing match. But even like WrestleMania 22, where you had Angle, Mysterio, and Orton. It wasn't given time, but it was a very good match. I don't know. I think the triple threat matches work at WrestleMania. And WrestleMania 24 with Orton, Cena, and Triple H, it was really good. It was given plenty of time. And like I said, for what they did, they had to follow up Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. They did a pretty good job. The last spot, I wish it would have happened. John Cena had Big Show and Edge up in the attitude adjustment. Edge slipped off, but it ended up winning. So I thought that was a good match. But then the gripe that everyone has about is the main event. Now, the main event was decent. It was I don't know what happened. Near the end, after Triple H got that punt to the head, he was just beating him down. It was like Randy Orton didn't have any kind of comeback, and it just ended. And yeah, for a Triple H and Randy Orton match, it was alright. For a WrestleMania main event, it's pretty bad. And a lot of people say that this WrestleMania is bad because of this match. I don't think that's fair. Yes, it is the main event, but I just don't think that is fair to say this was a horrible pay-per-view solely on this match. Yes, the build-up was there. It could have been fantastic, but it wasn't. But look at everything you had before that. Nothing was horrible. Nothing on the show was horrible at all. The main event was bad, but it wasn't horrible. So I still just don't see how everyone can say this is one of the worst WrestleManias ever. If you still feel that way, let me know why. Just because I'm just trying to figure out where everyone's coming from. But me, I thought that match quality overall, and just looking back at all the WrestleManias, I do feel that this is one of like the top 5 of all time. I can't really place, it's definitely not top 3, but it's definitely 4 or 5, depending on where I see WrestleManias and stuff. But a lot of you had different opinions, so just let me know, and we'll see where we go from there. But until then, it's the Classic 8, and I'm out.